A place of worship to the streets. Hundreds gather in solidarity to protest the major announcement made just about 26 hours ago. A grand jury declining to charge the 8 police officers in the death of Jayland Walker. All new at 6, our Caitlin McCarthy joining us live from Akron. She was there as demonstrators took to the streets today. She has more now on their message. Caitlin.
Nicole, more than 100 people tonight have been marching in honor of Jayland Walker. We were just at a protest that wrapped up at a church. But in just a few moments, a prayer vigil will be happening outside the police station here in Akron. The city has this area blocked off so demonstrators have a safe place to assemble. Demonstrators are outraged and hurt, but they are hopeful change will happen. Earlier today, they peacefully marched and shut down traffic on Market Street. The march ended outside the federal building in Akron. The Walker family and supporters are demanding the Department of Justice open an investigation after the 8 officers involved in Walker's shooting death will not face state criminal charges in his death. One of the community organizers explains how the community can keep fighting for change.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Jayland's life matters! Jayland's life matters!
Figure out what your talent is, what your strategy is, and how you can add that to the movement. Because if you dare to struggle, you dare to win, in the words of Fred Hampton. And if you dare not struggle, you don't deserve to win. And we want to win because I believe that we can win. Because we deserve to win.
And marches and demonstrations in honor of Jayland Walker are expected to continue this week. Again, a prayer vigil will be outside the Akron police station where the city has designated security for protesters. And the Walker family, again, is asking the community for those who are protesting in his name to do so nonviolently. Reporting live in Akron, Caitlin McCarthy, 19 News.